How are you doing today? I got that sad woo. That's a It's Sunday, y'all.
It's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
We've been up late every night.
We did it. We did it. We made it to Sunday.
Made it to Sunday. My legs hurt.
All right. Well, I'm here with that mood energy, guys. But as you know, I'm Pixel Doll Cosplay, one of your hosts for today.
And I'm Hippie, your other host for today.
Woo. Yeah, keep that energy. You got this. You guys ready to see some cool voice actors? Are you guys ready with your questions? Awesome. Thank you. Same. Anyway.
You don't have to be ready with questions, but be ready to have a good time.
Exactly. So just so you guys know, this is going to be a festive-themed Q&A. So while we know they are voice actors, we want to try to keep it more on the topic of, hey, what do you do to celebrate? What are your favorite memories of Christmas? How have voice acting conflicted with your holidays? Whatever you might want to ask in that line of questioning. Just know we're going to try to keep it to that. If you have something a little off topic, that's fine, but we're going to just try to keep that on track. Is that?
Yeah, that sounds right. That's right. Oh,
good?
and please keep your language holiday friendly.
Santa's watching.
Don't be naughty.
Voice.
Thanks. Ready to introduce the
I think we're ready.
the
You
voice
guys ready
actors?
to see our guests come on out? Oh, there's that edit. Okay, it's building.
All right, I'll let you get the first one.
First one. All right, you guys may know him, maybe. J. Michael Tatum. He's buffering. He's loaded.
Coffee in hand.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
You made it to Sunday. Congratulations.
I made it. I always make it to Sunday. I'm not scared. I can do this, maybe. Until Monday
We don't
comes.
talk about Monday.
We don't,
don't talk about Monday.
we don't talk about Sunday night. Coming up next, you also know him, Brandon McInnes.
Woo!
A larger coffee in hand.
Hi. Can we please just have the
No, that's my
coffees
voice.
keep getting bigger as they come out?
I would love that.
Wait, no. My coffee. It's tea.
Also, good morning. Yeah. A personal favorite of mine. Sorry, guys, she is. Cynthia Kranz.
Yes,
Woo!
How can you not love her?
Now it's a party.
Work. Yes, slay.
And turn and turn and make them wait for it.
Chassé.
You got this, Travis.
Chante, you stay. A personal favorite of mine, Leah Clark. Was she not here?
Is she?
Leah's here in spirit. She'll show up later.
Okay.
She's going to represent Christmas future. So when it happens, it'll happen.
She's out delivering presents to all the boys and girls of the world right now. What?
All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring out our last guest for today, Wendy Powell.
Wendy.
Wendy. Hello.
Work. Yes, slay.
I love that dress.
Ta-da.
I know, very formal.
Just us?
Yeah. Okay.
This is like the most exclusive club.
Ta-da.
We each get our own microphone. It is Christmas.
There you go. It's
Leah.
a Christmas miracle.
Leah's
Christmas.
late, so she doesn't get one.
Liz not here.
Yeah.
She doesn't need a
She wants a
microphone.
She's
microphone.
gonna have
She
to
can come on time.
project.
Ooh, yes. Theater training.
All right, guys. So Hippie and I will go ahead and get this Q&A started for you. So as you guys may have heard, we're going to keep it on this kind of like traditional theme. So if there's any, let's get this started with what traditions do you follow for the holiday season?
Oh gosh.
I'm
You all
intrigued.
Go on.
Yes.
As an adult child of
An
splintered,
alcoholic.
yeah, my family's very splintered, and so everything is so different at 50 than it. I don't have children. My husband and I take turns going to each other's family, but they're just. My big thing is this year I get a few of my family members together in the same room on Christmas Day.
Oof.
And we're going to have tamales and cheese grits, as one does on Christmas.
Tamales and cheese grits.
Baked cheese grits, not sloppy, sloopy ones.
Oh,
okay.
my God. I didn't know you could bake grits.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
those are the best. Yes.
So cheese
Life
grits.
changing.
So I guess to answer
is
the long
life-changing.
answer is cheese grits for Christmas.
That sounds like that's good for me. I'm here for this.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, so my family, my last name is McInnes, which is like a Scottish.
Yes.
It's a Scottish name.
Very
And
Scottish.
we have this tradition of making eggs Benedict on Christmas morning. And so my dad's from a family of 12 children who are like Irish Catholic, like they're very Irish Catholic. And yeah, so it's fun to wake up on Christmas morning and get on Facebook and see like all of the aunts and uncles with their different like types of eggs Benedict and little twists on it. Yeah, so that's
So everybody does it. No
everyone
matter
does
where
it.
they're at.
Everyone in the
Yeah.
family is fine.
That's
Yeah.
so it's like from Minnesota and Alaska and
And
all
do you
over
all
the place.
Skype your eggs Benedict at the same time?
No, we just take
Skype
pictures and
anymore.
send it. That's a lot of effort. Though never mind. We're just gonna Skype with the family this year.
I think for the longest time, my older brother, who's about 10 years older than me, has 2 young children, nephews, and for the longest time, we always get together on Christmas Eve. My family, my mother hosts a big dinner, and so the immediate family comes over, and we do a gift exchange for everybody. And the tradition for 18 years now in my family has been who can get the children the loudest gifts imaginable.
Oh, I love that game.
So like every year it was like I totally won Christmas when I got my oldest a drum set. Oh. And I was like, go home, Christmas is
brother
canceled,
hates
guys.
you.
I got it. That was our thing. Yeah,
Your brother hates you.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, we make reindeer food.
What is
Charlie and I
that?
do.
What is that?
Which is a mixture of like oatmeal, all kinds of like sparkly toppings for cookies, a little bit of glitter, different things, and then you go and you make a little trail out so that Santa can find the way to your house, and you make a trail from like all the way from the curb inside.
Fine.
That's
So
super
you
cute.
know how.
I
So he knows how to
know.
get to your house at night.
I like it.
Wow.
So that's what we do. And then in the morning we wake up and I usually have some kind of pancake that's shaped like something. Like last year was Rudolph, so it had bacon for the antlers and.
Wait, so
Oh, you're getting like the mom award over here. Like,
She
we never
is.
did this,
You
is
guys,
I-
she's an amazing mom.
is this why
Yeah.
Santa never came to my house as a kid? Because we never did that. My parents said it was
Probably
because
so.
I was bad.
It's important to make it on Christmas Eve. We also do the big dinner on Christmas Eve too. Some people
Yeah.
know, and then
Yeah.
on Christmas Day is like.
Christmas Day is
Breakfast
like
and
you're
that's
just
it.
When my
you're still in a
family was
food
still
coma.
like cohesive, it was definitely my grandmother's for Christmas Eve, big family, my mom's side, and then Christmas morning was my mom and stepdad and that group, and then fancy Christmas lunch at my dad's. So I used to do the holiday shuffle.
Holiday shuffle.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go to Miss Wendy's for Christmas Day.
I do too.
Yeah.
It is fun.
All right, Hippie, do you have a next question? If this is then on your mind?
I think we should open up to the audience.
Do you want to move on to the audience?
wanna
Do you
move
guys
on to
have
the
some
audience already.
questions? Oh, we got some hands up already. Excuse me as I make my way.
Keep it holiday friendly.
Making my way
Holiday
downtown.
friendly.
All right, I got my next question here. What's your name, sir?
Fish.
Oh, I remember you, Fish.
Yes. My question is for Mr. Tatum. Do you hope for your Christmas gift you get to return as Inaru someday?
I would love to. I got to do Inaru was a villain in One Piece, and it's weird because he will always have a special place in my heart because he was the first role I had as a full-time voice actor. I had just made the decision to like quit my day job and pursue voice acting full-time, which was terrifying. I'd never done anything like that in my life. I'd always had a 9-to-5 job with like benefits and security. And I was like, who needs that? So I became a full-time voice actor, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I thought I was going to give myself like 6 months, and if it didn't work out, then I'd just go back to working a normal day job. And here I am 15 years later, not having to worry about that yet. But Inaru was the very first role I had. Mike McFarlane cast me as Inaru, and I didn't know I got it because I guess One Piece, the audition process was really lengthy. In a weird way, there was all kinds of licensing issues, so the licensors were very particular, and they wanted everyone to like audition multiple times, and like they came back
So
with,
much.
do you remember this?
Yes.
Yeah, and this was years ago. And so I auditioned for several roles, and then Mike called me, and he's like, okay, they want to hear you for Inaru again. And so we're on like the phone with the Japanese creators who are like listening and giving notes, and interpreters will be like, can you try this? Can you try this? And I was like, this is really nerve-wracking. I've never auditioned this intensely before. And this process went on for like 3 months. They'd call me back every couple of weeks and be like, cool, they want to hear you again as Inaru,
Oh
but
my
this time
God.
they got a
How
few
many
new lines, whatever.
callbacks?
So many. It was like 5. It wound up being 5.
Wow.
And then I didn't hear anything. And for like a year,
What?
And I was like, oh, I guess I didn't get it, but
Yeah,
man,
that's
that's
the sad
weird.
part
And
where
then
you're like,
I showed up to do the game, and they were like, oh, you're gonna be in the One Piece game, and I'm like, cool. And like, yeah, you'll be playing Inaru, and I'm like, wait, did I get the part? They're like, yeah, you got it a year ago, but his stuff hasn't come up yet. And I was like, I had no idea. And so then I recorded the part. And it was airing on television on Toonami at the time, and right as Inaru shows up on Toonami, it stopped. They canceled the show, and it was only coming out on DVD, but the DVDs were going back and being re-released, so it was another 5 years before I got to hear myself as Inaru. But it was the first role I did where I was like, can I do this for a living?
And you
Can I do
waited
this
6
for a living?
years to
And I
to
waited
do
6
it.
years to hear it. Yeah, to hear it. I did it like within a year of because it was getting that part was one of the deciding factors to go ahead and go full time. So it was a weird thing. So I would love to come back to Inaru because it was really a fun role to do. And Mike McFarlane, who's one of my dearest friends, like he loved that voice so much that he would make me do it in public when we were out eating. So I'd have to order food in that voice. Like you're ordering for the table in that voice. I'd be like, yes, we would like a round of Diet Cokes, please, and blah blah. Everyone that works anywhere near the studio in a service industry position hates their lives because this is what voice actors do to them all the time.
Awesome. Thank you, Fish.
I got one.
Hi, my name is Adriana, and my question is, what is your favorite holiday song?
Favorite holiday song?
Wow.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. That's it.
No,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Josh Groban's Ave Maria, just
Oh, that's so
like
lovely.
an angel. And anything Harry Connick Jr., any of the old classics.
Oh, that's good. I'm trying to think, do you have any favorites? I know you're a very musical family, so you must have some.
Well, I mean, I could go
They're all
the traditional
Scottish.
route. They're all Scottish.
Scottish. They
No,
sound like
I-
typewriters yelling at you.
I don't know why, but the first thing that came to mind was the song "Hot Chocolate" from the movie Polar Express. Like we're all in the train with hot chocolate. You know.
Speaking of the Polar Express, when Charlie was little, we used to do that too. In Grapevine, by where all of us live, kind of in the center of it, you can get on the train in your pajamas and ride the Polar Express and drink. Yes. It's
New
adorable.
tradition. Let's do it
Adorable.
every
It's-
year.
He's too old now, but that's like if you're super little, that's a great thing to do. Is ride the Polar
pretend.
Express. and
Are
then
we
you
too
go-
old, or are we just old
No,
enough?
you are the perfect
Awesome.
age
Let's
to
go. I'm
go
gonna go in my footy pajamas. And I want my hot chocolate. My favorite. I have several, but I think I've always liked Holly Jolly Christmas. I love that one. I love.
It's just up. It's just up.
It's and it's very fun, but I also really like the real traditional stuff. I really like. It's not really a Christmas song, but it always comes up around Christmas. But I love Greensleeves.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful song. I also am very fond of Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Right.
Wow, I hate that song. I turn it every time. Grandma got
Run
shut
over
up.
by a reindeer.
No, she didn't.
She did not.
We don't need even more strain on our healthcare system.
And guys, I have some good Christmas news for us. Miss Leah Clark has made it, so please give her a warm welcome. It's a Christmas gift to all of us.
Welcome.
It's a Christmas miracle.
And you're
I have some Christmas
very,
news.
Hey.
Leo Clark has resurfaced.
It's a very Leah Christmas.
But to be fair, she is wearing red, and that is awfully
I know she
festive.
has been trying to
I'm in
push the
black.
red on me all weekend. She's like,
I'm in
Windora,
green.
wear this.
So Leah
Wendy,
and I
wear
are
this.
coordinated, red and green, so we're the Christmassiest.
Are you wearing green?
I am.
Yay.
Yeah.
Look
Go
at
you,
you
girl.
bookended for
You,
Christmas.
me, you, me,
Yeah,
you,
red, green,
you go.
green.
Yeah, question, go.
Hey, Windora.
What's your favorite holiday movie you watch every year?
Favorite holiday movie we watch every year?
A Christmas Story. I just,
yeah.
I can't get sick of it.
Nothing, I just love you, Leah.
Favorite holiday movie you watch every
Polar Express.
Favorite holiday movie?
Okay, mine is not right. It's Nightmare Before Christmas is what we watch. We watch that.
Everything right about that.
Yeah.
Everything right about
I thought
that.
you were going to say Die Hard.
No, no, we watch Nightmare Before Christmas. We're real into that. That's our Christmas thing. And Vacation Christmas.
Oh, yeah. National Lampoon's.
I like that old 60s Rudolph.
Oh,
So cute.
the cartoon.
But
Yes.
don't you just like
It's not
the
a movie.
Dentist is the
Is it a movie?
best.
Oh.
It's like I'll sell them on Team Dentist.
Nobody wants a Charlie in the box.
Charlie in the box.
Nobody wants a Charlie in the box.
Nobody wants a Charlie in the box.
Let's call it Charlie.
She calls Charlie in the box.
I do. It's adorable.
I have a couple, but I love Muppets Christmas Carol as one of my favorites. That's a tradition, and but I love one of the first film versions of A Christmas Carol is one of my favorites too. It's an old like 1932 version. It stars Alastair Sims, who is like the first actor to do it on camera, and he's so perfect. Like it's an old movie, and it's very old. Like you can watch it, be like, yeah, that's an old movie, all right. But his performance as Scrooge is so good, especially when, like, I feel like, I love A Christmas Carol. It's one of my favorite stories ever, and I reread it every year around this time. It just fills me with joy. But watching actors bring the role of Scrooge to life I'm very judgmental about it, because you have to be perfect, right? But a lot of actors, like, nail how grumpy he is and how just always get the turn when he comes out of his shell at the end, and he's like, okay, never mind, I was wrong, and you kind of see the kid in him come out. And Alastair Sims, who played him originally in the first film version, is perfect at that. Like I cry every time I see it, because there's little old man going, I love Christmas, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. Yeah. So if you ever have a chance, he changes for the better, and it's just my favorite. It's my favorite version of Scrooge, of the last chapter Scrooge, the good Scrooge. It's my favorite version.
All right.
Yeah.
The one that never knows what day it is, that one.
I do have to call myself out. When you said Christmas Vacation is your favorite movie, my last name is legitimately Griswold.
Really?
And I can confirm his life is just as chaotic.
Oh my God! Please
Christmas
tell me you
trees aren't
decorate
as
your
big.
house like the
No,
Griswolds.
Matt and Zero. on it.
Not yet.
No, we
You
haven't found a
must. You
squirrel in the
must.
tree yet.
Like it overtaxes the grid.
All right, I got one question over here.
Hi. So my parents are divorced, and I do Christmas and Hanukkah at each other's houses.
So you did the holiday shuffle as well.
I do. So I was wondering if there was another holiday tradition from a different perspective that you would like to adopt into your holiday stuff.
Oh, that's a lovely question.
Maybe actually getting the family together would be nice. We could I'm the island. No, tradition.
Do you mean like other like cultural traditions that you didn't necessarily grow up with, but
Yeah.
that you? Oh,
I kind of like the paper crowns they wear in Britain.
Oh, the crackers. Yeah, the poppers.
crowns
Yeah.
that they wear.
Not paper crayons.
Have y'all not seen
paper
Bridget
crowns.
Jones or
they're called,
About
like,
a
She said
Boy?
paper crowns.
Paper
They
crayons or
wear the
crayons?
paper crowns on their heads. I don't know. It looks fun.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Oh, I've just been informed you can get them at Home Goods. So,
There's little toys in them and little paper.
Oh, we do it. We do the but ours is a Lego one. He opens it every day, and there's a little Lego, and he can build a Lego.
Oh, that's cute.
We do it Advent too.
We don't do anything to like observe this, but I would love to like do something with the whole Krampus thing. It's just fun. The Krampus is really frightening, and it's like Halloween right before Christmas.
If we have kids, you are going to want to terrorize them awfully.
I will
Yeah.
help you do that. I will help you do that.
I know,
I will help
right?
you. Yes,
We know
call
wonderful
me.
cosplayers that can help us make
Call
those
me.
awesome outfits. I'm like,
Have
guys, we're gonna
ideas.
have a Krampus run.
please tell me you've seen that episode of The
I'll
Office.
be long gone by the time
Yes,
Charlie
Bill
needs
Schnickel. I
therapy.
feel like that's
Great.
going to be in your future. You've been impish.
Do you have a Krampus voice already?
What?
Do you have a Krampus voice already?
No, not yet. I'm working on it. I'm gonna work on it. It's gonna be. I'm gonna debut it in
Yeah,
my
what
Krampus outfit
tradition
next
do
year.
you want to incorporate?
I'm participating. I want to do 8 crazy nights.
What is
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, explain that to me.
I don't know what that
Hanukkah,
is.
you know?
Oh,
Explain it. How does it work? I had a friend in high school who was Jewish, and she did Hanukkah, and I was really excited because she was my first person that I knew, and so I would give her something every day for Hanukkah as a gift because I was really excited about it, but it was all like really like Jewish things that I thought were punny, so I had like these jujube candies, and I like crossed it out, and I was like Jew candies, and I don't know. I gave her like a bag of bagels one day, and
Oh, Lord.
I'm not kidding, but like,
I know you're
we were
not.
just
That's
joking
why I
around.
love it.
Anyway,
my God.
Yes, high fives. Woo!
You have like the kosher seal on it, like you're
I
going.
like the dreidels. I feel like we could get like really competitive with dreidels.
I know
at
dreidel looks
Christmas.
so
Like
much
you
fun.
get a Christmas cookie if you win in the dreidel
In the dreidel.
fight.
Like
Full
Christmas
contact
Beyblade.
dreidling.
It sounds like an
And
Olympic sport. The
Someone
dreidel.
has to lose.
Full contact.
Full contact dreidling. That's
It's
what
gonna
I
get
want.
into like
That's
Christmas
a panel.
Beyblade.
It's like Robot Wars
That's a
with the
panel.
dreidels.
A what?
Yo, that is so cool.
Jewish Beyblade.
Oh, they get the coolest holiday stuff. So I want full contact dreidling.
That's funny.
Dina, peppermint parlay next year. Full contact dreidling. Write it down.
Got it. Hashtag Jewish Beyblade.
All right, let's see those hands again for questions. All right, I'll get you back here.
Hi, what's the weirdest, like, holiday episode thing you've ever had to voice act?
Weirdest holiday episode.
Or like event, whatever you may
I've
have
never
done.
done one.
I don't think I've ever done a holiday episode.
I had to voice
I
Santa
don't
Claus
think we
for a
have-
card
Did
for an
the
e-card
Full Metal
once.
OVA, was it a Christmas party they were at? I think Full Metal had a Christmas OVA. Do y'all remember that, where they were at a party and we were all like little chibis or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that. And I think Envy got drunk at the party. Weird. It was so weird.
Steins Gate Zero, there's an episode where they have a little Christmas party, and it was really weird because it's such a down, dark, depressing, Sean Connery, depressing show that I was like, all of a sudden, and I kept making jokes about like, when are we gonna get the Hot Springs episode? This is bringing me down. We need a Hot Springs episode, and like the next episode was a Christmas party, and I'm like, what? Like it's such a desperately sad show, and they're like, but Christmas. That was weird. That was weird.
But yeah, we don't have too many holiday themed.
Yeah.
Oh, we had one in Miss Kobashi's Dragon Maid. There was like a New Year's Day episode, which is kind of holiday-ish, but I thought it was awesome because they were sitting under a kotatsu. Do y'all know what that is? Where there's like a table with a warm blanket, and you just sit under it, and you stay warm, and you don't move, and like you just eat food all day.
Yeah, no, that's a thing in Japan. There's a heater under it, and the
Yes.
blanket insulates it. You just sit there with
Oh my
your
God,
little
It was
I want to
kotatsu,
do
amazing.
that.
Yes.
and like you eat
all
your
they did was
food.
eat oranges and
New holiday
chocolate.
tradition.
Yes.
Let's make a heated tent.
A heated tent, you just
With
sit
blanket
there
tent.
Sounds
and you just eat
wonderful.
I got
things
this
all
new
day.
thing. It's totally off topic, but I highly recommend it. I got a weighted blanket, and now I feel better about my whole life. Does anyone
Do you
else have one? of
really?
these?
Is it that great?
It is that great. Anyone have one? Oh my
Oh my
God.
gosh.
I bought it for my son. I opened it, and he never received it. I own it.
How do you, is it hard to wash? Like, does it?
It just-
is
it's
it too
just
heavy for
on
the?
you.
Is it too heavy to wash?
Is it too hot?
It's just, it feels like just,
Home.
Love.
This feels like
yes.
Is it like
It
a?
feels like,
It's like a squeeze machine from.
Yeah, it feels like you're
they
being
are
crushed.
very comforting.
It does, it's 20% of your body weight.
It sounds like how they used to kill witches in Salem.
Anyway, that was totally off topic. It's probably how, yeah. Which is, yeah.
The trials of the weighted blanket.
It's fantastic.
I guess also to kind of expand on that question, what would be a character that you guys would want to voice with a Christmas theme thing? So it would be like, or else like the weirdest character to have like a Christmas line of sorts.
A character
putting
with
you
a
on the
Christmas
spot.
special?
I'm sorry?
Did you say like a character with like
Well,
a,
anything on My Hero Academia I would love to do as a Christmas special. Any of those characters that are coming in the future. Colleen.
Yeah, speaking of Colleen, I'm going
What's
to
like a- what's
definitely
like-
go with my hero. Like Sir Night-Eye, he's so I feel like he would be like unnecessarily stressed about very small details. Like, the wreaths are not hung correctly. You know, like, it would be
This is
funny.
the most inefficient way to celebrate the holiday season.
Yeah, this holly is inefficient. Like, yeah.
I
God,
think
that's
that for me in Dragon Ball Z, it would be Mrs. Brief serving her Christmas snacks because everyone looks so handsome. She's
What
always.
would they
and
be?
that's
What
all
would the
she-
snacks be?
I don't know. It's always little cookies and cakes and little punch. I mean, that's all she does. She shows up, tells people they're handsome, and then offers snacks all the time. And then,
That is a Food Network show waiting to
I
happen.
know.
I want Sebastian to show up in an episode and be the Krampus. with like the birch sticks and everything, and be like, "You've been very naughty."
That'll probably happen at some
That
point.
might happen. And he's got like a
Yeah.
little basket of kidnapped children in the back. It's not hard to imagine.
Or
Where
cats.
did the Krampus thing come from?
It's from Germany.
No,
So
no.
it's a real thing.
It
I thought
came.
it
It came from the Balkans. It comes from the. It actually comes from
So
Central
it's
Europe.
a real thing.
It's a
I
real
just
thing.
saw it on
It's been a long time.
Family
It's-
Guy and thought it was
No,
their
no.
thing.
It's a tradition. It's
There? Didn't he just do? Someone we know was just there, wasn't he? Gilbert just.
Gilbert was there, yeah. It's an old tradition. It goes back to like if you go back to some. Man,
Are you sure
the
it's not
history of
German?
this.
And does he?
They do it in
they
Germany,
just
but that's
kidnap
not
What do they
where it's
do?
from.
Like,
beat
what
him
is
up,
it?
or what does he do?
Kidnap kid. I don't think
No, he comes like basically Krampus Day is December 15th. It's a good like couple of weeks before
Today?
Christmas, right? Yes.
Oh,
and so and
It's
a big-
Happy Krampus Day, everybody.
Krampus Day,
Krampus
guys.
nuts.
You hear chains
and they
run.
they basically come a bunch of people like dress up as Krampi. And they've got the horns. I mean, it's a whole industry.
This
and
sounds
they-
like all those people are going to hell.
Well, but what they do, so in many countries, is like they'll have a troupe of actors that
Creepy.
play different parts in this little gathering. So there's a Krampus who's there. Usually there's several Krampus.
What do they do?
And they go with Saint Nicholas, who is dressed like the saint version of what we think of as Santa Claus. And they go from house to house, or parents will like hire these people, like actors, to come to their house and basically have a little thing with their kids. And it's really weird. Saint Nicholas will like test the kids on their knowledge of biblical verse. It's kind of dreadful. And
What happens if they fail?
well, and the Krampus,
children?
yeah, and the
What?
children die. No, it's but the Krampus are back there with like pots and pans and their birch rods and they're making noise and they're kind of there to scare the kids. Like the kids are there to like the Krampus will take you away if you don't behave.
Don't mess up.
So it's very effective
We
parenting.
need to start this in Dallas
Yeah.
and do it as
Yeah.
an actor.
But that's just one tradition. There's other stuff where they'll have these Krampus runs where it's all just Krampi and they're like in a big parade and they go and they run amok in town. So it's one big party and people leave food out
Warren
and
would
beer
have
for them
been
and
all
stuff.
over
Ooh,
that.
So
that's
is that
fun.
the
And
plural
it's
form? That's the
really-
plural form of Krampus? Is
I have no
Krampi?
idea.
Krampi.
Krampy, I
Krampus
don't know.
is-
Kranz.
Krampus.
Krampus.
But it's really fun,
Krampus.
and like all the there's a lot of skill that goes into the costumes. Like there are families that are known for making the best masks, the best teeth,
Yeah, aren't
the
they
best
made out of like
horns.
wood and
Are
stuff?
they
Yeah, the
scary and
traditional
ugly?
Krampus masks are made out of wood
And
they're-
frightening
they're
and
heavier than a weighted
ghoulish?
blanket.
Are they scary?
They're very scary. Have you never seen a Krampus? Oh, they come in all forms, but they're usually like big, hairy. They look like big goat men.
Oh.
They look like something you would see in a haunted house, and it's really terrifying.
Oh
but
my
like
God.
kids kind of
Oh
grow
my
up with
God. That's worse than I even thought.
it.
No Krampus. No Krampus. No.
What's that?
No Krampus.
I thought they come in, Krampus come to get the naughty kids, not the good ones.
That's the story, but they don't actually do that. But in the old stories, yeah. But actually, in older versions, it used to be Santa Claus that did that. Santa Claus was kind of a
I feel
wild
bad
man,
about this.
and like so.
I don't
he,
think this is a good
the
thing,
Krampus
people.
and Saint Nicholas are kind of like two sides
I don't
of
think
the
we need
same
to be
coin
messing
that
with the
split off.
Krampus.
I'm telling a story, Wendy.
Sorry, this is leading us to the dark side.
But like Santa Claus and the Krampus used to kind of be the same person in older traditions. Like Santa was like this wild man who was like show up, and if you were good, he'd leave you gifts, or you had to leave gifts out for him, or he'd mess up your stuff. So he was kind of like the Grinch, and so he was the wild man. And then, but they split that off, and that tradition became like, well, let's kind of make him more saintly, and he's like there to keep the kids in check. So like he leaves gifts for good children, and like the Krampus is his servant that
So good cop, bad cop,
basically
yeah.
kidnaps or punishes the bad kids.
I
Oh
feel like
my
Futurama with
gosh.
Robo Santa
Wow.
nailed it.
That's intense.
Yeah, it's very intense, but they still observe the practice.
think
in
we're
parts
just
of
gonna
Germany
stick with reindeer
and in
food.
Bavaria.
Festivus
and in
is all
the
right. I
Balkans
could
and,
do
and Scandinavian countries.
Festivus is good.
It's really, yeah, it's really fascinating. I love the tradition.
I like that too.
Frankly.
That's really,
I'm glad
that
I
is
asked.
fascinating.
I didn't know it was a real thing. I just saw it on
It is a
American
real
Dad or
thing.
Family Guy. I can't remember which. And I thought that's what it was. I thought they made it up. I didn't know it was a real
Nope,
thing.
it is a real thing,
Yep.
and it's an older tradition than Santa Claus.
Yep, 300 to 400
we
years
were
old, something like
today's
that.
year old when we found that out. Hey.
So, the more you know.
All right, we have another question over here. Were you ready with your question? All right.
So have you ever had like a Christmas dinner with your castmates at all?
We used to have Christmas parties a lot.
But then there became 8,000 actors. They just can't. They can't bring everybody. I haven't been in many. I went to the
Well,
first
now they
3
have
or
just
4.
the core, like, what do you call it? The on staff
Like the
On
corporate
call.
Christmas
corporate
party.
people.
Yeah.
But we used to have them with everybody all the time.
Yeah,
And there were about this many people at the party. I mean, it was. You know, I mean, it was.
it's a big deal.
It was. It
It's
was
fun.
fun.
But I
I
guess
think
they
there
still
was
do
a
it,
Christmas
but
party actually while we were here.
Yeah.
Do we have a Christmas party here?
No. Like I think the studio had
Yeah,
a
they had
Christmas
it on
party
Thursday.
Yeah, they had it this
over
week.
here. Yeah,
but I don't work for them corporately, so I wouldn't.
Yeah,
have been
most of
invited.
all the actors are contract, so sometimes we don't hear about the Christmas party until afterwards. We're like, oh, they were nice.
Like, thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks.
Oh yeah, they were at the Gaylord. We were in Florida.
Yeah.
yeah, it's true. But they do. They sometimes. It's been a while. I don't do Christmas parties that much anymore, even if I am invited, because I think they're just. I don't know. Parties stress me out.
They stress you
They
out?
do.
Why?
Parties stress me out. I just being in crowds.
Really?
Yeah.
Being in large crowds of people, whether it's really noisy and stuff. Eventually,
Yeah, that stresses me out too. I like small
Stress is maybe
crowds.
the bad word. It just exhausts me, and I don't have a good time. I'm not a party person.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
about him.
You're surprised it stresses him out?
Yes.
Yeah. No, crowds really weird me out. I can't do it for a length of time.
It's really-
I'm really weird. I like to be invited to everything, but I don't go to anything.
I'm the
Isn't
same
that
way.
weird? But if I don't get invited, I get real angry. So I'm
Same.
like,
Are you
"Just invite
serious?
me so I can say no. Yes, it's weird. I don't know what it's about.
You want to
I'm
know
the
you're
same way.
included,
I
but you
want to
want
be
the
thought
right.
of.
I'll
Yes.
invite you to everything
I just
from
want the
now on.
option.
You want
But
the
my
option
idea-
to go,
my
but you
idea
already
of a
know what your
good-
answer is. That's not really an option, right?
Yeah. My idea of a good party though is like maybe you get like 10 people together. and
'Cause,
it's
yes.
quiet, you
That
know.
was rare though.
Yeah.
But that
I
was
like
worth it.
I like smaller ones too, where it's not just hi, nice to see you, hi, nice to see you. Like you get
Yeah.
to actually interact and have fun and talk and.
Smaller groups are better.
Much
Yeah.
better. I think
Agree.
so.
This is also true for theme parks, in case you didn't know.
Decorating parties, like Caitlin Glass
Oh,
usually
yes.
has a
We
party
had a
where she'll invite
follow-up
people over
question
and
over here, too.
That's a good
decorate. and
So-
That's a beautiful time.
You had a follow-up question. Were you ready to ask your question? All right.
Hey. What's
Hey.
hi, hello.
Hello.
It's nice meeting you again.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Okay, so I wanted to know what your favorite present is that you've ever gotten, like in your life.
Favorite
Oh,
present.
wow.
Wow. So much
Her
pressure.
life. It's a long
Fine,
time.
No pressure, no pressure.
What?
Favorite
Well,
Christmas
this is
present.
gonna be hard.
Oh
Present in your
man.
life.
Didn't you hate getting put on the spot? Oh.
Yeah.
I know. It's like there's so many great ones.
golly.
It's all good. It's being recorded, and people who give you these gifts will know, so it's fine.
I remember there was a couple when I was a kid. Like this is so crazy, but I,
think-
was really
yeah.
into the Thundercats as a kid, and I really, 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 really wanted the Mumra action figure, the version that when he's in his mummy form, right? Which you could only get if you bought the Mumra's Tomb playset. So I asked for that for Christmas, and I looked forward to it for months. I was like, I want the playset because I want the mummy. I was a weird kid, and my parents, like, you know, Santa Claus would come, and like, it wasn't in wrapped gifts. All the toys were out under the tree, ready to be played
Right.
with.
As it should be.
Right, and one of the best Christmas mornings, I woke up and there's Mumra's tomb, and the little figure, Santa Claus had left him so that like he was peeking out from behind his crypt, and I was like, it's Christmas. I also asked for I really was into I don't know why, but for like a hot second I wanted to be a ventriloquist, and so I asked Santa Claus for Charlie McCarthy
Yes, my
doll.
sister got
Oh my
one
gosh,
of
we
those.
get
And
it?
I got it for Christmas, and I thought it was awesome. And by that night, I was terrified of it and couldn't look at it.
Wow.
You woke up at night and he's like, hey.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Michael.
Okay, so who here had an N64? Yes, thank you. Okay, so I was Ocarina of Time. There was a special, the gold cartridge. Does anyone remember the gold Ocarina of Time cartridge? I got one, and I was so perplexed because my parents were so not cool enough to be able to get a gold card. I was very confused as to how my parents acquired one. I thought they bribed someone from the mafia. I thought I was actually I got this and I was like,
What did you have to do?
I can't accept this. This is like a dark game. Like misfortune will follow it if I accept it. I don't know, but it was the coolest thing ever, and I thought my parents were super cool because of it.
That is cool.
Yeah.
But you were afraid.
I was afraid. I was like, what does this mean? This shouldn't be happening. But it's a gold cartridge, Ocarina of Time is so cool, yo! Yeah.
So my whole life as a kid was horses, and when I woke up and there was a brand new, beautiful saddle that was a big girl saddle, wasn't a little kid saddle, and I just had no idea. I mean, it was just that, yeah. It obviously wasn't wrapped, But so yeah, my Christmas saddle was my favorite ever.
Christmas saddle.
That
What
is
is
cool.
that?
Oh.
So no one is gonna know what this is, but I got a laser disc player that I really wanted. Does anyone know what those are?
Yeah.
And I got like all the laser discs for Star Wars and all the fun movies I wanted, and they're like
Huge.
You know
They're
what's
like
so
records.
weird? It's so weird that that's old-fashioned now, because that was so cutting edge when it came out. Like, we even asked if people know what those are.
That same year, I got a Coca-Cola phone too, so I got both of those things on the same Christmas.
Wow, you bougie.
I was bougie. Yeah, I was. I had Capitan issues when I opened it. And some Gloria Vanderbilt jeans.
Wow, look at you.
I was bougie. I was.
I wanted a peaches and cream Barbie, and I was really excited when she showed up. I think that was Peaches and Cream Barbie.
Oh.
She had a really cute peach dress, and I remember that was like the thing that I coveted for months and months and months, and I was really, really excited when she showed up. She was my favorite.
That was a wholesome question. I like that one.
This is a fun panel for me.
Wholesome.
Like,
Very
it's
wholesome.
like I'm not used to these kind of questions. I like it.
All right, let's see some hands. You've had yours up since the beginning.
Hi, my name is Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Mac.
I wanted to know, since I found out you guys don't really do Christmas specials, what's your favorite Christmas special that you've ever seen, like TV show wise?
Oh, did we do that?
Oh, The Grinch. But the cartoon version. I love The Grinch.
Original Grinch.
We watch it all every time too. Every time I
In college, we used to play a drinking game where we would have to take a sip every time they said who. So we'd have to pause it.
Are you serious?
Well, we drank it with beer, so at least it wasn't like shots.
Still, like game over though, right?
Oh my
I know.
God.
I
Try
don't
to-
do
try
that
that.
anymore, but I still love it.
God, try that
Every
game with
who down in
eggnog.
Whoville.
just might as well just funnel it at that point.
And then what about that song at the end that they all sing?
Yeah.
It's like, ah, hoo, You're dead. That's it.
You look like a bell choir.
Mine's probably like the Peanuts Christmas.
Oh, I do love
Peanuts
that
Christmas.
one. Maybe I covet yours over mine. I like
like
that
a
Little
one.
tree, the little
I
Charlie Brown
love the
tree.
sad little tree.
Oh my gosh, I love that one with the tree.
Yeah.
That's a
Does
good
anyone
one.
remember? It's super obscure now for some reason. I had to look everywhere to find it on DVD a few years ago because it doesn't air on TV anymore. But does anyone remember from like the late 80s, Ziggy's Christmas special? Do you remember Ziggy, like
I do
the little
remember
cartoon?
I did see the Christmas special.
Yeah, he had a Christmas special, and it was animated by some Academy Award-winning animator. Like I forget the person's name, but it was really well done. But it's a very sweet story where Ziggy just decides to go and like do the whole, charity drive thing. And it's I forget the whole plot. I don't want to go into a Christmas special plot, but it's really nice because he's very innocently gets involved in like this scam where they're just trying to like steal collection plate money.
Steal Christmas?
To steal Christmas, and he goes around like dressed as in a Santa suit with the little cauldron and ringing the bell, and it turns out it's like magic, and it's able to give whoever needs something they need. So it passed by a homeless person on the street, and he pulls out something, and it's a coat for them, and it's like it's just so warm
That's
and
so
fuzzy and
sweet.
sweet and so
I thought you
well-meaning.
were gonna say a house. Like he pulls out a house.
You get a house.
Here's your
You
mortgage.
get a
Pay it
house.
off.
Yeah,
that's a
probably.
sequel.
Yeah, a house would have been better for that person. Now that I think about it, but I mean, Ziggy's only one man.
I know. You got to start
My
somewhere.
favorite is Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Oh my God, that is so good.
And I took Charlie last year to see it.
No,
in
sorry,
the,
I love this.
They had it in the movie theater last year, so we skipped school. I hope this is not being aired anywhere. And we went and saw it on the big screen. We had seen it many times before, but we saw it on the big screen.
That
and it was
scene
really awesome.
in the
I
end
cry every time I
where
watch it.
the mom and the jug band get together and they
It's
sing
the
their song
best.
together. I
is the best.
weep every time. Has
So if
anyone
you
here
haven't
seen
seen
Emmett
that,
Otter's Jug
I've
Band
never seen
Christmas?
it.
Emmett
Like
Otter's
3
Jug
people.
Band
Oh my God,
Christmas.
find it. It's a
Okay.
Jim Henson.
Isn't it
thing.
beautiful?
it's
the mom
Jim
and the
Henson
son.
puppets, and it's just it's
haven't
none of
seen it
them
since I was
normal
little.
Muppets. They were all original to this episode, except Kermit is the narrator. That's the only regular.
Can we watch this?
Huh? We have it.
It's wonderful.
And I love it. And it's about
For a mom and a son, like it was like my
and it's
jam
about
to
yeah,
go
and it's
take
about
him.
this mom and a son, and they're both like competing without knowing it. They both want to try to win this prize money. There's like a talent competition, and they both want to enter it to win so they can buy the other their best Christmas gift. And it's really really sweet. And they don't win. But at the very end,
Spoiler
they come
alert!
together. Well, of course they weren't going to win, because then one of them has to be a loser, and that's not fun.
No one loses
but at
on
the
Christmas.
end, they're kind of talking. They kind of discover that, oh my God, Mom, you got up on stage and sang for me, and like, oh son, you got up and did your jug band. Well, oh my God, that's really sweet. And at the very end, they're on this frozen pond, and they just start singing their songs together at the same time, and they happen to fit perfectly, and it's beautiful, and like everyone's going. And like the mayor of the town, who's like one of the judges, goes, well, it sounds to me like all y'all needed to win was each other. And it's so sweet and earnest, and the puppets are so cute. Emmett Otter looks kind of like our Gus.
We have a French bulldog.
Emmett
He's this
Otter.
big. His name's Gus.
Yeah.
He's always little.
Gus, Gus.
He's so little. Sorry, we're like going
As
down
he
memory
takes
lane.
voice,
You
yeah.
said
Do y'all
Emmett Otter's
remember-
Jug Band Christmas, and it's so
they
good.
might play it again in the theaters if they do. You guys
Oh,
should go.
please.
It's really worth it.
Do you
And one of
remember
the best things
Christmas
about it, there's like a
toy?
rock band that competes, and they're like from out of town, and they're
I
called
love
like
the
the
snake.
River Bottom Nightmare Band.
I love the
And
snake.
it's like,
I
it's
love
like
that
a
this is
weasel
not
and
like a
snake
panel
and-
now. It's like everybody just talking amongst ourselves.
Oh my God, we're just big kids.
Anyway, watch Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. You'll like it.
You'll love it.
it's
great.
so good. Oh, oh.
All right, we're going to move on to our next question. I'm back here. I ninja'd in the back. I see someone over here. You don't even know I'm coming at you. Hello.
What are some of your favorite holiday traditions?
Favorite holiday traditions.
Holiday traditions.
My husband and I open presents. This is weird. This is something we started because of the holiday shuffle. We didn't do our Christmas just us until the end. So we don't do our presents until Christmas night. And we're so weird. We don't wrap them. We will reuse gift bags. So he'll be like, okay. So we're like,
No.
we'll go each go to the room and bring out one. We start with the smallest one, and then he opens his and I open mine. And we take our bags and we run off. It's so weird, but it's so fun. It takes like an hour. And he's so particular
So you
about
wrap each one with the used wrapping paper?
not
from the one
paper,
before
just
the
a bag. We just go. He's like, you don't go in that room, and I go in this room. We're like, okay, let's go get the next one. And we run in, we put it in the bag, we come out.
That's
we're
so
like,
That's really cute,
it's
though.
fun.
That is really
It is-
cute.
we do have a tradition that makes me smile. Yay! Yes.
A Christmas miracle.
Brandon and I will show up early to my mom's house to help her cook, which is really funny because
Love your mom.
my mother, my mother, I don't understand my mother. No one in my family understands
I
my
do,
mother.
and I don't know
and
why.
Brandon is like the mom whisperer.
I just get her.
Because she'll turn to me, we'll be helping her in the kitchen, and we're all like in our aprons, and we're helping cook, and I'm on the mashed potatoes, and Brandon's like scoring onions, and my mother's worrying about the
I love
casserole, and she
it.
turns to one of it and goes,
I'm like, got it, Carol,
and
got
Brandon's
it.
like, I got it, Carol, and he hands her the nutmeg, and I'm like, how did you know that's what she wanted?
I don't know.
He's
You're
like, I
like,
just
I'm
know,
on
I
it.
just know.
I got you.
And
fine, I
it's
got
really
it.
funny, but it's great because my mom is
Carol
an anxious
whisperer.
little woman, and she's such a great hostess
It's
because
so
she's-
cute.
she wants everything to be perfect, and so she brings out the spodeware, which
Oh,
is like
my,
the really
I
fancy
know.
Christmas
Oh,
china with
my.
I
Christmas
know
tree design on
Spode.
it.
My mother does
It's,
it too.
it's gorgeous,
It
right?
is
And this is like a
gorgeous.
family heirloom stuff. She brings it out and she hand washes it, even though it's been sealed in a box. for
What
like
color
a
is
year.
it?
It's the off-white
Christmas.
with the green Christmas
Oh,
tree and with the little Santa Claus topper on it.
Nice.
And
Oh.
it's I mean, it's been in the family. It was her grandmother, so it's been around for
Oh,
a long time.
wow.
And
You
so it's a
don't want to
big
be the
deal.
one to drop that when you're washing dishes at the end.
Nope. That's why she doesn't let anyone wash dishes.
Oh my gosh. She put those in the dishwasher.
So, but she does that. But my mother is such a worrywart. She goes around and she's like, "This has to be, oh my God, perfect." And I'm like, "Mother, you've made this meal every year for 40 years."
She kind of gets off on the adrenaline probably.
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
uh,
But there's nothing nicer than when the meal's actually set and she finally sits down.
Is
Now
it
you
as
may
good
eat.
as she wants it to? Like, is
Every
it?
time.
Always
Every
is.
time.
What's her best thing?
Her dressing is amazing.
That's so sweet.
She also makes a really good fudge, which she always serves as dessert. And my mom's fudge is like
People
the
don't make fudge
best.
anymore. It's
Wow.
My mom
hard.
does it by hand every year, 2 kinds for everybody, because my brother likes the fudge with pecans in it, and I
do
like it
too.
without. And so my mother slaves over Christmas Eve dinner.
And she can do that. She can make fudge, which is difficult because
Yeah,
you have
it's
to
a
have a
thing.
certain temperature and with the crystals
There's a
forming.
reason people don't make it a lot.
Yet, when she's making the green beans, which isn't hard to make, she'll turn and be like, "Do you think these green beans are done?" "I don't know. This is a travesty." I'm like, Carol.
Carol,
calm
so
down.
funny. It's like watching that meme with the little kids cooking show and I have to redo my eggs. Ah! It's every year. And my mother's a good cook, but she always thinks this is going to be the year everyone goes, "Mom, we're taking Christmas Eve away from you. It's not your responsibility anymore."
Dinner too. It's important. I do the same
It
thing.
is very
I
important.
already have my table, my china already out. Everything's gonna be ready.
And she's
I
such a
sweat
good
over
cook.
it.
And
It's
she,
your mom is.
My mom will get up at 4 in the morning on Christmas Eve.
But every
to start
reaction she
cooking.
has is she's a contestant on Nailed It, and there's a minute left on the clock.
Every time. Every time.
year.
She starts
We do
stressing out
prime
about the
rib,
turkey at
and then we
1.
turn the prime rib into prime rib soup.
is this your tradition? Okay, so
wow.
Oh, and deviled eggs. My mother's deviled eggs.
Oh, I do them too.
Are amazing.
Deviled eggs, the whole.
But she
Charlie
does all
calls
of
them
it.
red eggs
All of
because
it.
they have paprika on them. Since he's a baby, he's been calling them. Can I have a red egg, Mom? Can I have a red
A
egg?
red
He calls them red,
egg?
red
So
eggs.
good.
Adorable.
But your mom wants.
She's
that
she's
reaction.
great, and every time it's great.
All
I
right, some
love
more
Christmas Eve dinner.
traditions. Tradition.
Tradition.
I like when the tree goes up, you put all the lights on it, and then you turn all the lights off, but the Christmas lights, and you just lay underneath the tree and you look up. And I love that.
That's cool. I never did that.
Too bad you won't get to do that this year.
Oh, I'll just go
to
hang
someone
out with
else's.
Carol.
No, we helped my mom put up her tree, so we got to do
What?
that over there.
Laying under your tree.
Well,
like
all
this?
that,
Oh yeah.
All
So
right,
what do
guys.
y'all- what
Just wanted to
traditions?
point out we are in the last 15 minutes of the panel, so we're gonna have 2 more questions.
I want to hear y'all's traditions.
Traditions. Well, let's get them.
We
Questions.
have so many.
So many questions. Yeah.
Yeah, we have so
Go for it.
many traditions.
Get you back
No
here.
pressure.
Do all of them.
Because you have I have a small child that you just add another one all the time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like every year we kind of add something. We get a new Christmas ornament every year for the tree. We make it a big
Do you date the
deal. We
Christmas
go
ornaments?
shopping. Yes,
Yeah.
and make it a big deal. And so we kind of just are always adding stuff. Because there's only so much amount of time before that
Magic
you know
goes
what I
away.
mean?
Yeah.
So you want to just harness it.
What's the worst or most embarrassing present you've given to someone? For example, giving someone a scented candle who has no sense of smell.
Oh my gosh.
Could you repeat your question one
The,
more time?
the question was what's the most embarrassing gift you've ever given someone else? For example, giving a scented
that's a good
candle to someone
question.
that has no sense of smell.
Oh.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, that's not a bad gift. They still get a candle.
Oh, for real? My husband gives that to his mother because she knows that she's got pets and she doesn't have a sense of smell, but she knows if that candle's going, it'll smell good. That is so funny that
I
that
don't
actually
know.
exists.
This is horrible, but if I get someone something, it's always something that I would want for myself as well. Like I like it too, so I don't.
So you're like, so if you don't like it, I know someone who does.
Yeah, just give it back. Yeah, I don't think I give bad gifts.
I don't
Oh my
give bad
God!
gifts.
I gave
I
one.
don't.
Yeah.
I when I was in
actually have a
Austin,
funny story.
I gave a music director a Christmas gift. I was trying to give my music director and my director gifts, like just little thank you gifts, and I gave my music director a basket, like a bottle of wine. And he looked at me really funny. And I was like, okay, cool. And then someone was like, he doesn't drink. So,
Yeah, that's bad.
so that was my lesson.
But that's the one where you go,
long
but
ago.
I do, so give it back.
Well, I didn't know. He didn't
Like,
say
here,
anything.
you now have a
so he
gift
was
to
just
give
like,
someone
oh,
else.
thanks. And then, yeah. So it was just real awkward.
As a kid, I remember no one bothered to help me go shopping for my older sister. So I went into her room and grabbed things of hers I liked and wrapped them in a ball of masking tape
Oh my
and
gosh.
gave her her own old broken camera. And like she said, rolling it, and there's a dime and a used lipstick. And it didn't occur to me. So I'm like probably 8 until I watched her opening it. And I'm like, this is really bad. This is mortifyingly.
You gave her used gifts that she already
That she already had.
But all wrapped in a ball of masking tape.
Ball of masking tape is my favorite. She had to work really hard to get that out and be like, this is my chapstick. That's so great.
He's just like, oh
That's
my God.
so great.
You wanted to
New
know?
tradition.
shopping in your sibling's bedroom.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, I have.
So yeah, that would be my most embarrassing gift ever.
Oh my God, yeah, I've never. I'm very careful about the gifts I give because I stress about it, and I'm like,
Yeah. Well,
if I can't find the perfect gift, I'll just give them a gift card somewhere.
Same.
I'm
But
like, cool.
you know how
I do cave and just be like, you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
You do
But I've
you.
never. I think I know the most embarrassing Christmas present I've seen someone get was like people that are trying really, like family members that like want you to know that they pay attention, but they're not really paying attention. So my boyfriend years ago was really into Doctor Who, as was I. And so his aunt, who had no concept of what Doctor Who was like, oh, well, I looked at your wish list on Amazon, and I thought, well, from that, I'll get you this. But she did the worst thing. Rather than just get something off the wish list, she decided to buy something on her own that she thought had anything to do with. And she wound up giving him, like, the Who's Best box set. Like, not Doctor Who, the band, The Who.
Oh my gosh.
And like, which he didn't listen to, and she's like, just waiting for him to be. He's like, that's amazing, thank you, Auntie. This is great. I shall treasure this.
Always.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The worst gift I ever got when I was in high school, which now I would covet it, is just luggage. I was so angry. I was like, they were like, here's your luggage. You know,
You're like, this isn't
and
fun.
I'm like, where's the trip? Is it filled with clothes? What's
You're like
the
looking for
wrap?
the airline ticket
Yeah, I'm
that's like in the
where's
luggage.
the-
Where are we
why
going?
where's-
Wait,
why
I'm
are
sorry.
the
So if your family is giving you luggage, that's sending a pretty clear message.
What? Now, like on this trip, my suitcase fell apart. I had to buy a new suitcase since I've been here. I mean, now when we go to cons, luggage is just like disposable. You go through luggage.
Oh,
all the
yeah.
time. I would love someone to give me luggage, but at
Like
that
the
time,
really
I was
nice
really-
hard shell
I remember
stuff?
crying, like literally going.
Crying.
This
Sucks.
is my gift. It's not going anywhere. There's no clothes or things to fill it up. It's just $300, $400 worth of luggage.
$400.
It's only a $5,000
Yeah, I'm like,
Peter
where am I
Juicy
supposed
set.
to go? Waco? Shit.
One
You
of the
know, I was so mad. Sorry. I didn't
One of the weirdest things, because I just told y'all how my husband and I give each other one thing at a time. So the first thing I opened that year, we were still at the condo, Wendy, back in the old days, was
treehouse.
a jar of my own olives. And I was
What?
like,
What?
beautifully wrapped jar
Of your
my
own olives?
Yes.
Your family is weird.
So
theme.
it was a theme. It
It's a
ended
theme,
up
like-
with beautiful martini glasses, beautiful crystal martini glasses, and Belvedere vodka.
So your family just steals stuff
got
from
y'all
each other and like,
martini
Merry Christmas, you get
did
this
too. No,
back.
my husband.
Martini glasses.
You did.
Remember that really nice bike you've been
They
missing
have like
for a
white
year?
elephant Christmas.
Merry
No, but the whole
Christmas.
thing was, I open the olives, and then later comes the vodka, and then the next thing is surprise, beautiful crystal glasses. But anyway,
Oh, okay,
but I'm
so
like
it's like-
looking at these olives, just
You're like, they
going.
look familiar.
I'm like,
Well, they
was
had been
looking for
opened.
those.
They had been opened. I probably had them in my martini the night before. I was like,
so crazy.
I know we are weird, but we do have fun.
No,
No.
but I like it. It's like you have to open it. It's like there's a story there. You have to open each gift and be like, oh, you want me to make you a drink? Got it. Got it.
All right, guys, we have time for one final question. I want to see some enthusiasm for that last question. I see some flying hands. I'm here
That's
for
some
this.
enthusiasm.
I see it. No, I
Raise
see
your
it.
hand just to the
All
roof.
right here, look at this
Attached to it.
Christmas spirit. I'm here for this.
If you could ask Santa for a present, what would you ask Santa to get you?
Santa, I absolutely need a new refrigerator. I need a new dishwasher.
She just
Yo,
needs
you go
all
hard.
new
I
appliances.
need appliance package, Santa. Really, a stainless steel, please.
This is gonna sound really hokey, but it's true. I wouldn't ask him for anything. I've been overwhelmingly blessed this year with friends, and like most of you know that probably that my house was hit by the tornado, and I am just happy and blessed to be here. I have no wants or desires. I'm just really. I wouldn't ask for
Aw.
anything.
I still want appliances.
She wants appliances.
You can
Well,
even
now
get
we
me a
can't say
Peloton.
anything, because now we look like jerks.
No, it
Yeah,
just
great.
True.
Now I feel horrible. Like Santa, I want a baby grand Chickering antique piano.
Wow.
Ooh, that's
Very
nice.
specific.
That's random and specific.
It's the piano I grew up playing as a kid with my grandfather,
Aw.
so I have a lot of
I
memories.
know,
and
I
they
love
don't make them
that.
anymore, so I would love for they haven't made them in like 80
When
years
did
or
you
something.
take lessons? I'm just curious because I'm trying to. find out
So
about
my
you.
grandfather was a pianist composer, so I started playing when I was about 6. Is my first memory, and I've played ever since. But they had a huge concert grand in their house, not a baby grand, but a concert
Wow.
grand. They were extra.
Nice.
my
Nice.
grandparents, and but it was a brand of piano called a Chickering, which is there's beautiful tone. Like they've been out of business for a long time now, so they're quite collector's items. But I would love to have a Chickering grand piano someday. Santa, I know I haven't been good, but I promise I'll try.
I want a week of really good sleep.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I want.
Oh my God, you said sleep. I thought we were
I
gonna.
want that as well.
Right,
Sorry.
right, yeah.
that
Week
sounds
of
great.
really. Oh,
I still want
God.
appliances,
Yes.
and then I'll sleep.
And you can't sleep.
Yeah. Literally, the other day, I was like, your refrigerator has been broken for years.
Yeah, we have
Buy a refrigerator.
we have a hoopty in the garage that keeps
So
chugging
stupid.
on, but it is stupid.
I told her on Black Friday, I was like,
Weird.
I will find one for you online. Just give me your credit card. I
She's
will
waiting
do
for
it.
Santa to get
I
his act together.
I know.
If you just tell me, just give me a budget and I will get your appliances.
Mitch is. You guys do it.
Where does it need to fit? Like, give us some
No.
I
measurements.
was like, what are the measurements?
I don't know. Nah.
There's your problem right there.
Leah,
There it is.
Leah, what do you want from Santa?
From Santa, I want like one of those gift cards. I don't know if this exists. I'm sure it doesn't, but it's like a card where any flight you take, you're always upgraded to business class, no matter what it is, wherever you go.
Not even. Why just do first class if it's
Make
from
it first
Santa?
class. It's Santa Claus.
It's
You've been good.
Claus.
Okay.
Look
we'll
at her
do
trying to
first.
be.
I
not-
like the business one though, because then there's like the desk right there. And
Oh,
stuff. It's
really?
cute.
I've never flown business.
But first class. Oh.
I've never been on like an international first class. I've only been on like.
I want a
It's
pod.
so nice.
Did you do
Is
the
it
pod?
insane?
I had an
I
insane
saw
amount
pictures.
of miles, and when I left Japan, and I was like, I'm done working for Japanese companies. I'm done with the toil. I had enough miles for an international first
did you
class
get a
Oh my
ticket
God, what was it
one
like?
way.
Was it like? Was there a bar? Could you like walk around?
Oh my gosh!
They get
It, like
sweets?
the seat went all the way flat, and like they came and
They have
brought
weighted
you
blankets?
everything. They didn't have weighted blankets. Andy. I'm so sorry, but like the screen was massive, and it just.
Did you have the privacy pod? Kind of.
No, but I had a window seat. It was just like one seat
yeah.
next to the window. and
Nice.
It was great.
I
So
saw
highly recommend it.
pictures of like a first class. I think it's like Emirates. If you go in there,
Yes.
they have like a walk around lounge that you can.
They have like a
just
shower.
They schedule.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
oh,
want to
Emirates is bougie.
I
Yeah.
don't want to be
They have a
showering
floor
on
show.
A plane.
Want to get up and walk around, have a little dance party.
Yeah, the down. Yeah, okay.
Oh my God.
In the shower.
In the shower, downstairs.
Shower party. Hey.
Wow.
Well, now you guys
Shower
have
on a
goals for next
plane.
time you go flying. You know what to do now.
Emirates.
Now y'all know what to ask Santa for.
You got this.
Yeah.
They got the grab bars. You're fine.
Just fall down.
Yeah, you just grab the turbulence bar.
All right, guys.
They have a shower
well,
seat belt. You just.
We are unfortunately
wow.
out of time for the rest of this event, but thank you guys for being such an awesome
Y'all,
audience.
Thank you
thanks
so
the
much for
fun
having us.
questions.
Yes, and thank our voice actors for coming out, guys. Thank you so much. All right,
Thank
you
our
guys.
lovely hosts for
Thank you for
hosting
coming.
us.
I really liked this panel. I had fun.
wasn't it?
Now I'm in the mood for Christmas.
And do you know if we're going to